Martha Coakley.
Okay, so I'm just a lowly state official, right? I'm your elected Attorney General. I'm delighted to be here today, and I'm glad to be here with all of our federal partners, but with all due respect to all of our wonderful federal partners, the time for talking is over. The time for meetings is over. It's time to get something done. It is time to get something done, and it has to be done at the federal level, but we need to keep the pressure on our federal officials. And Mr. Bullard, I'm glad you're here today too. I appreciate that you're here to hear us, but your salary, like mine, gets paid with taxpayer dollars, right? And we are here to work in the best interest of the people that we serve. And you are all here today because not only for too long have you had to face the dangers and the low margin and the risks of fishing for our benefit, now you have to fight your federal government, and I think that's wrong. I don't think it's fair that you should have to fight both of us. And I have seen with you overzealous regulators and regulations. And I am hoping, Mr. Bullard, you can help us take the no out of NOAA. Because I don't know how many times have I and you and your representatives at the state level and the federal level gone to say it's unfair, it's not workable, and we've gotten crickets, right? We need to take the no out of NOAA. You have dealt with a NOAA that just didn't seem to care about what was right in front of their faces. And you're dealing with a catch-share system that's not based on the best science. And by the way, that's all we're asking. We're not asking anything unreasonable. We're just saying let you make a living. The history, the present, and the future that has been your living in the seacoast communities in this state. And I think in this Commonwealth, in this day and age, we certainly learned recently here in Boston and across the Commonwealth, we don't give up, and we're not giving up on this. On May 1st, NOAA is reducing the ground fish allocation by 77%. That is a death sentence to 80,000 jobs in the Commonwealth. It's a loss of $2 billion in the Commonwealth. And more importantly, it threatens to put you out of business and out of your homes, and I think that's wrong. You agree with me. We need to get that message to the President of the United States, to Commerce, and to NOAA, and make sure that we get some action. This is unacceptable. We've called the Commerce Secretary. We've called the President to ask him reasonably, just put it on hold. We're not asking anything unreasonable. And I want to thank the governor, and I know Rick Sullivan is here today, who also have called the President and said, we need to do this for your livelihood. We need to do this for this industry, because as we know from so many boats we've lost, they're not coming back. And if we do not stop this now, it's not coming back.
What was the President's response?
We are waiting. Well, it's interesting, you know, Congress, if they have to wait for an airplane, if they're willing to change the rules, if they don't want to have to wait in an airport. But when it comes to your livelihood, well, crickets, right? So it's unacceptable, and we're going to stay on it because it's too important. So we're going to do everything we can as lowly state officials to make sure that noise is heard and to get our federal partners to make some changes. We're going to challenge the catch-share system. We're going to make sure you get that relief. And one of the things I want to tell you we've done in the Attorney General's office is set up a specific advocate for any fishing families that have issues with mortgages. We have been fighting to keep people in their homes, and we are going to particularly work with any of you who have issues because of the catch-share system, losing your homes. That's not acceptable to us, and we're going to make sure you can stay in your homes. But it's time for the President and the Commerce Department to do the right thing. It's too important not to. So I'm glad to be with you here today, but more importantly, we're going to be with you through this, not just today, but in the next few days. And let's pressure our federal partners to get something done. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney General. Next on our list, we have Secretary of the Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, Richard Sullivan.